Hey guys, it's Santia. So I have a couple of videos on my channel already. A lot of it is reposted from my Instagram, which I'll kind of get into later. I said I would start posting more consistently, and I didn't because of my anxiety. So we're back, we're better, and I'm going to talk about kind of like my updated foundation routine, and yeah, let's get into it. But first we're gonna start off with skincare. Okay, so first things first, I'm not a skincare expert. I'm sure no one thought I was, but this is just what I do every day, just to keep my skin like nice and dewy and fresh. But first I want to start off by talking about like water. I know people say it all the time, like drink water to clear up your skin. I don't know about all that, but like I know for me, like sometimes when I'm dehydrated, I'll get like my face will get bloated, and that's just because like your body holds on to water when you're dehydrated so that you don't die. So it's kind of smart. So I would say to like depuff your face and to just have like hydrated skin, I would say just drink water. Drink a lot of water. I drink Santia for a couple reasons. One, because it kind of looks like my name, and two, because it has like a really high pH, and there's benefits to high pH. Google it. My first step is this Glossier milk jelly cleanser. It looks just like this. So you can use it to remove makeup or not, but I'm gonna wet my face first and then wash my face with this, and then be back with the rest of my steps. Okay, so I'm back and I washed my face, and I really like this cleanser because it doesn't really strip your skin, but also apparently, allegedly, it's made with like contact solution, so it's really safe for your eyes. So you can really like scrub in your eyes, like your eyes can be open and you can like rub in it and it won't burn, and I can confirm that. So it's really nice for when you're going to remove makeup. I'm using this Glossier priming moisturizer. It comes in like the starter set for Glossier, so that's why I have it. I know they have a couple other moisturizers, but this is the one I use. Try to do upward motions down the neck. I didn't start doing skincare until recently, just because I've always had pretty nice skin, problematic skin, but I wanted it to be like bomb skin, so that's why I kind of invested in Glossier. Sometimes I use this Pixie Glow Tonic toner as like a gentle exfoliator. I don't do it every day, especially if I'm just like kicking around in my house. This is nice though, I like it. It's really good for like helping remove like excess makeup. I use my Glossier Shield daily sunscreen because it doesn't matter what your skin color is, the sun has hands for everyone. So I put that on top of my moisturizer, like so, like that. And yeah, a little bit on my neck. And yeah, this is just to protect my skin. And then last but not least, to kind of like seal it all in and to give you that like Instagram like dummy stupid glow, I use a Glossier Future Dew Oil Serum Hybrid, and the bottle says use 2 pumps, but I use 1 pump. 2 pumps is if you really trying to look like Rihanna and shine bright like a diamond. I use 1 pump. I just put it everywhere, my eyes and then my neck, and it gives your skin that like real nice dewy Instagram like skin. Okay, so now let's get into the makeup. Some essentials are definitely the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and then the foundation I use a couple of different, but the one I grab for most of the time is the Maybelline Super Stay 24 Hour, and I use the shade 336, which is a warm bronze. Oh, and I use like a dense kabuki brush. This one is by It Cosmetics. So sometimes I use a primer, sometimes I don't, but if I do my skincare right before, then I don't always find it necessary to also then put a primer on. But if you have like mean and nasty pores, put that on there, you know, do whatever. my makeup, I used to have an issue with my makeup like lasting, so I don't really feel like I need a primer all that much, but you know, depends on the day, depends on if I remember. So for my foundation, I like to start off with one pump and just like work into it. Yeah, so let's kind of talk about how I'm back, why I'm back, and kind of what does this mean for my channel. So basically, I graduated from college, and dope, cool, congratulations, a year ago. And I started making videos on Instagram, makeup videos with voiceovers that talked about current events and things happening in the world. They're not meant to be persuasive, but just informative and teach people about things happening in a short and digestible 1-minute video. I love doing it. I love makeup. I like pushing myself creatively and creating photo shoots and doing stuff like that, as well as like holding myself accountable with keeping up with what's going on in the world. I really enjoyed it, and I still do, but I stopped because of my anxiety, and it just started really getting out of hand. So I had to put a couple of things on the back burner, and that was one of them for sure. So the concealer that I'm using is going to be the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in warm sand. I'm gonna use this one first, and then I'm gonna blend it out, and then I'm gonna put a lighter one on top, which is, this is the e.l.f. 16-hour camo in natural tan. And the cream bronzer that I'm going to be using is by Fenty Beauty, and this is in Honey Glaze. So I just introduced all those things just to keep it rolling. I'm also using the Real Techniques Esponja and the Morphe JSC sponge. So let's get into it. So basically, I really enjoyed those videos, but with my anxiety, I had to take several seats because I've always had issues with my anxiety, but I've always been able to kind of push through it. But after experiencing my first real heartbreak, it rocked my world, and I really had to start taking steps to actively better myself through things like therapy. I started off with therapy just to figure out what kind of the root of the problem is, and then I kind of moved towards self-help, using books and fitness and health. It has really changed my life, and in the most positive way ever that I never thought I would. Changed my diet, and I started working out a lot, and it was one of those things that I tried so much, and nothing was working. Nothing long-term made me feel better. Like, I could do things that made me happy for a little bit, and then me overthinking, I would still put myself in that like really low and dark place. So I was like, let me go get a gym membership. Let me go see like what I can do to help me and to help myself. And I was like, worst comes to worst, I'll try it for a month, and if I don't like it, if it doesn't work, like, I'll just get rid of it. Like, it's just a gym membership. I wouldn't hurt myself. I wouldn't, you know, like, there's no harm in trying. So that's what I did. I saw that people, like, they call it like runner's high, like when you go for a run and you come back, like, you feel like the endorphins and all that, and I was like, yeah, right. But let's see, you know, the worst comes to worst, like I said, I don't like it, and I try something else. I move on. Like, I was at that point where I thought to myself, like, I couldn't feel any worse. So I tried it, and it worked for me like instantly. I wasn't going there to look a certain way. I wasn't going there to fit in a certain dress size or to lose a certain amount of weight. I went there to have time for myself every day, because like when you work and when you overthink, it feels like your brain isn't yours anymore. Like, you aren't able to like do what you want anymore, think what you want anymore, feel what you want anymore, because that girl, them demons in your head are just calling the shots. they are, you know, the boss now. So working out for me allowed me to, especially cardio, but weightlifting as well, allowed my brain to be like quiet for a little bit, like silenced. And for people who are overthinkers and have anxiety, like that, like peace is incredible. And I went months and months without it, and I finally found something that was not only healthy but helped me kind of silence my inner demon, silence the anxiety, the overthinking, because all I had to do in that moment was work out. It was great. And then after workouts, like that runner's high sounds like a whole load of like mumbo jumbo, but once you really feel the like endorphins really coming through, you'll never go back. Like there's no feeling like it. I love it. I know even sometimes something like, you know, days when you wake up and you're just like, I don't feel like doing anything. Especially for me, like if you work like full time, your days off, your couple of days off a week, you're like, I'm not doing anything today. Like I feel tired, I'm exhausted. But working out has really helped give me energy, like all day lasting energy. In some of my other videos, I'll talk about how changing my mindset and changing my heart and my spirit has actually helped me be consistent with fitness and with eating healthy, and how it doesn't matter like how many times people tell you like it's good for you, it's good for you, you should do it because it's good for you. Like that doesn't mean you necessarily want to. And how me changing my mindset has really that was the thing that made it so much better. So after blending out the concealer a little bit, you see how it's like that line of demarcation. I take my foundation brush and I just lightly go around it just so that I don't blend out my concealer too much. It kind of defeats the purpose of putting the concealer there, because if you like pounce it all out and then it's gone, and then you're like, where'd the makeup I just put on go? That's why, because you're kind of like blending it out like too much. So you just stay around the edges. And for me, like there's nothing wrong with this look. I just like kind of a more seamless, natural look rather than like that like huge crazy line. But to each their own. Do you? So I basically leave under my brows unblended. Also, I don't do my brows exposed. So I'm taking this lighter concealer, the e.l.f. one, and kind of just sticking it right here. This one is like dummy stupid thick, but yeah, I just keep it kind of like right there. And then a little bit right here, a little bit of my cupid's bow, and a little bit of my chin. Gym, fitness, working out, and the same thing with eating healthy. I have allergies. I'm gluten-free, allergic to wheat, or allergic to eggs. And I know some people like get annoyed by hearing my own allergies, but like, how do you think I feel? You know, like I never stop people from eating whatever they want, but for me, it is difficult to eat out in restaurants, but I make it do what it do, you know? So it's kind of forced me to really enjoy and find things that I like cooking in the house, because it's hard to find places that are gluten-free and egg-free, and also like are conscious of like cross-contamination. So I eat a lot at home. I almost exclusively eat at home, and finding joy, finding happiness, and finding love in eating at home and eating healthy, and like the strength, like it feels like, it's crazy because you probably heard this a bajillion times, but it feels like a superpower. Like it feels like a cheat code. It's so crazy. Like it feels like it's a secret, because you don't realize how poorly you were feeling before until you start feeling like really awesome. And that's why for me, and like my exercise and my eating habits, I don't think of it as like a diet. I don't think of it as soon as I lose 10 pounds, like I'm about to be, like, it's not like as soon as I fit in the size, blah, 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 it's on and popping. Like, it's not that. It's it's forever. Like, it's something that I'm going to try my best to upkeep for the rest of my life, because I want to feel this good for the rest of my life. Okay, so this is my base so far. Pretty smooth. I'm already bronzed because of the cream bronzer, but I'm also pretty like caked up. Introduce me first so I can like chit chat and keep going through. So underneath my eyes, I use the Fenty Beauty banana powder in the shade Banana, the loose powder. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Duo. It's contouring palette. I don't use the contour. I use just like the banana shade over here. One of my favorite products in my makeup routine. The bronzer that I'm using today is the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 3 Hunnie. This is a bronzer. It's a matte bronzer. And then that's it. Okay, so I have normal skin, so I actually don't put powder all over my face, just because it is like summertime and I do want that like natural dew to come through, and it really helps if you're trying to accomplish that soft glam look, to have as much like natural skin dewiness as possible. So the way I like to do it is kind of like dip into the powder. You can either blow it or tap it on your hand, however you're feeling, and then just really just pounce it into my concealer. And yeah, so I know on my channel I want to talk about self-love and how that should be the first step in everything in your life. Like RuPaul said, like, if you can't love yourself, how are you gonna love anybody else? And that comes in like every aspect of your life: friendships, romantic relationships, work relationships, everything. You have to do everything with love. And I know that sounds so corny, but it's true. Like, everything that comes from the heart is love, you know. And you have to love yourself first. That's the very first step. And while it sounds kind of simple, just like, oh, love yourself, it's like not as easy as it sounds, you know. And I want to get more into that and how I use self-love in every aspect of my life. I also want to really get into like words of affirmation and law of attraction and that type of stuff, like basically like speaking things into existence. The main principle is that everything that you want in this life, in this world, creatively, emotionally, mentally, financially, already exists. You know, like, what you want and where you want to be in your life already exists. All you have to do is like take your blinders off and reach out and grab it. That takes time and that takes practice to be able to like take those blinders off and actually see. Like, it's crazy. And like, believe in yourself, and the idea that what you put into the world is what you get out. That whole principle. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about, and with undertones of makeup, with some hair videos, and I do photo shoots on my Instagram, and maybe some behind the scenes of my photo shoots, or, you know, different stuff. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling, like mukbangs, or what I eat in a day, my workout routines and fashion, you know. But I want to just make sure I do it all centered around love and self-love, and talk about that, and talk about my journey, and talk about my life. Like, I don't know, like it's mostly for myself, and I journal for myself, but if it helps other people, then like, dope. So that was just the Fenty powder. I put it where I put my concealer, and then I kind of just like blended it out with like a fluffy brush. But I didn't add any extra on my brush. But I'm gonna get into this bronzer. I use like a big fluffy fat brush. It's already bronzed, so this is just a little extra. But anyways, yeah, that's what I really want my channel to be about. Like, I don't want just another channel that's like how to lose weight in 10 days, or how to get abs in 14 hours. Like that's not gonna be it. Like I'm not gonna be posting before pictures and being like, me and when I was so unhappy. Like that's not it. That's not what this is about. You know, it's about what is my self-love journey? How did I get from this to this, like emotionally, like mentally, and like spiritually. And I'm still a work in progress. I'm no expert at anything, literally at nothing am I an expert at, but I'm here to play, I'm here to talk about it, and that's kind of what YouTube is for. We're not meant to be experts. So not that I'm like incredibly bronzed. I kind of want to start lightening my face back up again. It's one of my, a technique that I added really recently into my makeup routine, and it has changed up the game. So I use this Wet n Wild powder because it's cheap and I'm cheap and it works. So I dip into the light side and then just put it on places that I want brightened a little bit more. So I'm gonna do it on this side of my face first, so you can kind of see the difference. But just lightening, because it when you lighten, it kind of just makes more contrast on your face. So light brings things forward, and you know, darkness brings things back for the most part. So I like to basically do it exactly where I put my concealer. I'll swipe a little bit on my nose, right here. If my contour is a little messy, I'll even put it like right here to kind of just clean that up. Now I'm using the Cheeks Out Cream Fenty blush, and this is in the shade Summertime Wine. I'm also going to use the Fenty Beauty. I'm using a lot of Fenty Beauty. Anyways, Fenty Beauty highlighter. Obviously, I like it quite a bit. And Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. And I'm also going to use the Artist Couture X Jackie Aina Le Peach Diamond Glow Powder. Okay, so for I know I already powdered everything, and this is a cream blush, but basically what I do is I like tap in and then tap some on, and then use a clean finger and just tap to blend. And you want to do tapping motion so it doesn't pick up your makeup underneath. It is really important to me that I create meaningful content and content from the heart. It's never been my goal to be famous or to be rich or to move to Los Angeles. I just want to document my journey for myself and for other people. That look ridiculous, but I'm just trying to look it out faster. I just want to help people who may be in the same place as me, or just want to make a conscious effort to love themselves, you know? A secondary blush, I go into the Fenty Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule, and this thing is potent, so I'm light on it, and I just go over my blush area. So that's that on that. And then for actual highlighter, I go into the Peach from Artist Couture at Jackie Aina, which I don't know if this is available anymore because I knew it was a collab, but sis, stunning. And I put that basically the same places I put the blush. Cheekbone, right here on my temple. I like a little bit like right here on my button nose. Cupid's bow, chin, to kind of keep with the goof of it all. I'm feeling a quick little fake mole brow gel really quick, and this is the NYX Control Freak, and this is literally the only thing I do to my brows. Not for any other reason than I've just never tried to fill my brows before. that's kind of my base. It's bronzy, it's blushy, it's dewy. And I'm going to quickly do the rest of my face, and then I'll be back to finish it off. I'm back, and this is kind of the finished look. I would normally wear lashes, but I'm not going anywhere, and I'm feeling kind of lazy. The mascara is kind of smudgy down there because I didn't do a great job, but I kind of like the smudgy look. But yeah, that's it. That's my kind of like summer base right now. Very glowy, very bronzy, and highlighted. But yeah, so really quick, just to run through the products I use off camera. I use the Aina ABH palette, and I just use ginger in my crease, and then Soleil in my intercorner, and then I use L'Oreal Last Paradise, and then Fenty Gloss Balm on my lips. And that's the look. I'm really happy to start this journey with you guys, and if you like my stuff, I mean, this is my first like real video, but if you're interested, subscribe, comment, like, connect with me on my social media. Instagram is where I'm the most active. That's where, when I start reposting my informative makeup videos, that's where it will be. That's where I post all my photo shoots, and that's where you will see the best like day-to-day stuff for me. I'm a goof, I like stuff, but follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I make TikTok sometimes. So follow me on there. But yeah, everything is at Santia Ramos, SANTIA-RAMOS. I know it looks like Santa, but there's an I, so period.